Hi, and welcome to this video, MLO Minute, focused on university level student discipline and student mental health. My name is Nancy Potter, and I'm an attorney here at McAndrews. I provide legal representation to students and families from early intervention through post-secondary education in the areas of special education, education civil rights, student discipline, and the enrollment of special populations. I am so excited to be here today with my colleague, Allie McAndrews. She's our Director of Communications and Marketing. In addition to that role, Allie's a powerful advocate for mental health supports for students of all ages. Allie, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you, Nancy. Of course. Hi there. I am Allie McAndrews, and I am the Director of Marketing here for McAndrews, Mahalik, Connolly, Hulse, and Ryan. We are a nationally recognized firm that provides families of Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, the metropolitan DC area, and New Jersey with exceptional legal representation in special education, estate planning, abuse of vulnerable citizens, and the representation of individuals involved in higher education allegations of misconduct. My father, Dennis McAndrews, founded the firm in 1982, making this year our 40th anniversary. Our practice areas are unique to other law firms. Our attorneys are not just lawyers, they are advocates for you and your families. I feel very fortunate to have grown up surrounded by incredibly hardworking people who strive every day to better the lives of the clients that we serve. Because of this, I always knew that I wanted to work for McAndrews Law in some capacity. I graduated from Villanova University with an undergraduate degree in marketing, and I went on to receive my master's in elementary education from Rosemont College. Both of these degrees have provided an optimal background for the position of Director of Marketing and Community Outreach. Aside from having the privilege to work with children with disabilities and their families, I have been a huge mental health advocate and am a contributing writer to various mental health publications. I couldn't be more proud of working with individuals such as Nancy, who believe in a similar mission of mine for breaking the stigma surrounding mental illness.
Allie, thank you so much. So today, Allie and I are going to provide you with information about university disciplinary processes and student mental health needs. I defend students in colleges accused of university violations ranging from academic honor accusations involving cheating and plagiarism to conduct cases involving allegations from alcohol violations to harassment to sexual assault. Sometimes those take place in the context of a Title IX hearing, but oftentimes they take place in the context of just a general student disciplinary hearing outside the Title IX office. Quite frankly, the stakes have never been higher in disciplinary proceedings at colleges and universities. The investigations and disciplinary hearings which result from allegations of misconduct can be very complex and intimidating for students, and oftentimes seriously affect a student's mental and emotional health. Allie, can you talk to us a bit about what has been called the mental health crisis currently affecting today's college students?
Absolutely. And just like you said, it is definitely a crisis right now. While mental health has been an issue for decades and there is a growing need for services and there are a lot more people outspoken about it now, especially with the pandemic. There has been such an uptick we have seen of students needing services. For instance, the American College Health Association National College Health Assessment, they recently did a study this past fall in 2021. They studied over 33,000 students at 41 institutions, and they found that 21.7% were diagnosed with depression at some point in their lives, and 27.4% were diagnosed with anxiety at some point as well. They also found that more than 70% felt that they were both anxious and had depression. And these are huge statistics, especially with what's going on in the world right now. The National Institute of Mental Health also did a recent study, and they're now saying that nearly 1 in 5 US adults live with mental illness, which is over 52 million in the United States. So that's a staggering statistic right there. And what we need to remember is that the brain is not fully developed until the age of 25. So obviously in college, most students are below that. They're between 17 to 23. So keep that in mind when dealing, or if you know somebody or struggling with mental illness, is that factor is always important to keep into play. That age of 25 is really when your brain isn't fully developed. So two factors at play right now with colleges are the disciplinary process and the mental health on campus, which I just stated. So Nancy, what are you seeing as the intersection of mental health and student discipline on university campuses?
Thanks, Ally. Unfortunately, recently there have been news reports of a Stanford student and soccer player who took her own life while facing disciplinary action at her university, a factor her parents have said may have contributed to her tragic death. And this has really brought a lot of light to the mental health challenges that students face when trying to navigate a student disciplinary process. The whole situation is certainly a reminder of just how much pressure and stress students can feel at school. I can tell you, as someone who's regularly meeting with and defending college students, that the stress of these campus discipline cases is enormous. Universities have entire offices devoted to student discipline process. Sometimes those include attorneys, investigators, and the consequences for students found to be in violation of a code of conduct are incredibly serious. For college students, a transcript notation for academic dishonesty can be an obstacle in applying to a PhD program. Finding of being responsible for sexual assault can prevent students from becoming a lawyer or a doctor. Unfortunately, the processes that schools use to make findings of violations or assign sanctions don't have a general framework that they must abide by, or laws saying the rights that students have. The traditional rules of evidence and standards of proof do not apply. We often think of criminal court, where you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that someone did something. But for the most part in universities, the level of proof they're looking at is it more likely than not? Is it 51% likely that this happened? Sometimes students are given hearings in front of a hearing officer, other times a full panel of their peers. Other times an individual administrator has the sole discretion-making authority in finding a student to be in violation of the code and can even unilaterally suspend a student. I know that when a student receives notice that they are facing a disciplinary charge or action, that they can experience this sense of inevitability and helplessness. It can be worsened if the student is isolated from support. The best thing a student can do if they receive notice that they're going to be subjected to some sort of disciplinary process is immediately reach out to his or her support system. Hopefully, a student has parents or guardians, grandparents that are supportive, and if so, they should definitely be the student's very first call. I see everyday evidence that counsel is also an essential part of this process. The sooner a student can contact me for advice and representation, the more helpful I can be. However, even if a student has already went through the disciplinary process, a hearing, an administrative meeting, and it's resulted in a finding of responsibility and sanctions, I can still assist in navigating an appeal, re-entry, transfer. There's still many things left that I can help with. I really want students to know, if they're watching this today, that they don't have to navigate these processes alone. Legal counsel, like myself, we specialize in supporting students in a wide range of student code violations and disciplinary matters. Even if a school tells you that they don't allow attorneys to come to hearings, I frequently assist students in preparing for those hearings and advise students on actions that they can take to mitigate the negative consequences of a violation. If you are a student or the parent of a student who's faced with university discipline, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can call us at 412-313-5510, or you can do the contact form on our website at McAndrewslaw.com. We assist students across the country in these matters of higher education. Allie, thank you so much for your work and advocacy on behalf of students and for joining me today. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Well, thank you so much, Nancy, for doing this. It's such a privilege to be here with you today. And what I really do want to stress is that if anybody seeing this video is feeling overwhelmed or helpless, they should call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, Lifeline actually, which provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress, prevention, and crisis resources for you or your loved ones. And the number is 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Or you can text HOME, all caps HOME, HOME, to the crisis line, which is 741-741. Once again, you can text HOME to the crisis line at 741-741. Another great resource for mental health services is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. There are dozens of branches across the United States in every state. And we personally at MLO have great relationships, both professionally and personally, with many of these NAMI branches. They provide a lot of support, free help, and just great resources for understanding and learning more about mental health and mental illness. And of course, McAndrewslaw.com, our website, we have tons and tons of information on mental health and mental illness and similar disabilities. If you visit our website, like Nancy mentioned, at McAndrewslaw.com, and you go over to the right where it says publications and then click articles, you will find hundreds and hundreds of articles written by our attorneys and staff. And there is one section particularly set out for specifically for mental health articles. So I really invite everybody to learn more by any of these resources and by visiting our website for any more information. And if you would like to be added to our newsletter email distribution list for free to receive all of our updates, please email me at McAndrewslawoffices@gmail.com. That's McAndrewslawoffices@gmail.com. And I'm happy to put your email into our distribution list. And also too, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're so happy that you visited us today to watch this video. We have tons of information already posted and coming out, especially with the 40th anniversary. So please definitely make sure to subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it too. Everyone should know we have a lot of great resources out there for you. So thanks, Nancy.
Great. Thank you so much, Allie. Below the video, you'll see we have listed some websites for resources. And like I said, please reach out to us. Don't hesitate to call us and see how we can help you. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good one.